Juggler is flying late. Sprint by wins the Doncaster. You couldn't have written the script any better than that. And Merlin is going to score a magnificent win in the slipper. Hello folks, and welcome to another edition of The Racing Show, a show in which we'll review racing in 3 states. We'll go live to Tulloch Lodge shortly to link up with Gai Waterhouse, but I've got to start the show today on a very sad note in reporting the passing of former champion racecaller Bill Collins in Melbourne yesterday after a long battle with cancer. Simon O'Donnell, I know you'll join with me when I say that Bill died as he lived, with a terrific attitude and great dignity.
Yeah, certainly did. You know, it's been a long battle for Bill, and finally he's passed. And look, the racing industry can mourn, you know, one of our favourite sons. He was a great race caller. They called him the Accurate One, and they were dead right. And he was a great man for racing. Did everything just with the utmost love of the game of racing and the game of sport. He was involved in footy as well. He was just a fantastic man.
And we'll have a special tribute to Bill Collins towards the end of the program today. Well, Shane Dye, who's had his best season since coming from New Zealand, obviously bored with the conventional way of riding racehorses, yesterday changed his tact completely and entertained the crowd at Rosehill with the best Cossack stunt I've seen in a long, long time. You tell us about it.
Well, he went sideways. I don't know whether it was because he saw the stick or I hit him a bit low, and I just naturally fell off. Here we go. You can see he's going along good as gold, and then he's just off out the side. And I had no hope of staying on.
But what were you thinking at this stage?
Well,
You'd gone down the front of him there.
I didn't want to go under him because he would have stood on me, and I'd hung on to him for most of the way, and he had hit my knee a bit, but I'd nearly pulled him up, and he must have just stood on my knee a bit there because he caught it, but I was very lucky that I'd practically pulled him up.
What were you doing there? A rein and a breastplate you're hanging on to?
I was hanging on to the breastplate as mane and the rein.
Yeah, you're pretty sensible 2-year-old, Shane, by the same token.
He's very, very quiet. He's as good as gold, that horse. I don't know what happened.
Didn't he have the foot in some nasty positions there when you had sort of your legs around his near fore? Wasn't that a bit dangerous for you?
Especially for my wife.
Well, actually, she'd probably be more happy than sad.
Shane, I've got to ask you this question. Most people in racing were of the opinion that had you not been riding as short as you do, maybe you would have stayed on.
Well, that's an opinion people can have, but I'm still going to ride short. You know, that's the way I ride. I'm not going to change that.
But going at 60 k's and the horse goes whooshka that way, I challenge anyone that's riding with their
3 or 4
legs
holes
around their belly.
Yeah. The man from Snowy River would have stayed on.
He would have stayed on, yeah, I'll give him that.
Well, while you were going on with all that business, a very promising canny lad colt called News Hawk, the grey, is angling for the split. He's about 3rd or 4th at the moment. Now, the split comes between these 2 leaders, and gosh, I like the way he went to the line.
Yeah, he got to the line very strongly, but the race was run to suit this horse, John. They went very, very fast, and they got home strong. Defender, he stopped the last bit, but he was caught off the track, and you're still laughing over it, Simon.
What a great run for that horse. And did you see the little bloke?
You got a strange sense of humour.
Yeah.
It's terrible, isn't it?
We can all laugh
I want to mic him next time and get what he said as he was coming on.
We couldn't have used it on the show.
We couldn't say it on television, I can tell you.
Let's go to Brisbane yesterday and pick up Alan Thomas's call of the big 2-year-old race, and staging 1 the way odds-on favourites should win.
Around the turn and Chase the Chick is the leader. He is staging off the fence to issue the challenge. Graham's Choice next. Ganelda's wider out, and Forever Mist has pulled out to make a run in the straight. Chase the Chick on the inside and staging. York set go and staging sprinted away. Chase the Chick in 2nd spot. Ganelda on the outside and then Forever Mist, but it's all staging with 100 metres to go. Nothing wrong with the track work today. Staging's dashing away. Ganelda goes to 2nd in front of Chase the Chick. Staging bolted in. Ganelda 2nd, 3rd Chase the Chick, and then Sister Teresa.
Yeah, apparently some members of the media were of the opinion she worked badly during the week.
That was the case. She got beat in a gallop, but look, they were second-rate horses. Clarice Connors has done a fantastic job in keeping this filly up for so long, and she was just too good, Simon.
Yeah, I agree with Shane. There was a lot of debate on whether staging was going to come up. It was over the PAs at the race courses, etc., etc. But I think she only had to be half fit to win the race.
The co-feature yesterday was the Glenlogan Park Diamond Stud Stakes, and you talk about sheer consistency. What about this little mare, Timeless Wins? 9 wins and once out of a place in 17 starts. Gee, she's game and honest.
On the corner, 400 out, and It's My Sin first around the turn. Queesass on the outside from Jewel Zipper. Timeless Wins about to get a run in the middle. Amber's pulled out and direct attacks on the fence from Bell Reeve and Little Bird. In the straight, 300 out. Queesass hit the lead, tackled by Timeless Wins. It's My Sin on the fence, and Amber's a length away. But Timeless Wins and Queesass have come away at the 100. Timeless Wins ahead in front of Queesass. Timeless Wins in front, drawing away. Timeless Wins beats Queesass. Third home was Amber. Fourth, direct attack, then Bell Reeve.
That was a ripper race, a good run, and you've mentioned her record. Don't forget the trainer's record. Ronnie Quinton's record, he's only been training for 4 years, is exceptional to have done what he has done so far. Great jockey, becoming a great trainer very quickly.
Yeah, he has excellent strike rate, isn't he, in every way. Well now, if you were watching the racing show last Sunday, I'm quite sure you would have scored pretty well the following day, because Chris Muntz tipped Freedom Road an each-way chance. He ran third in the Castlemaine, and both Chris and Kenny Callender wrapped Desert Chill in a most encouraging way to win the Brisbane Cup. And this is what happened in the big cup on Monday last, the Wide World of Sports Brisbane Cup.
Nasser Rich leads the cup for home, 400 metres to go. On the outside, it's all in fun. Desert Chill's getting between them. Sapio is running home, then Shas Gay further back out, Mr. Navigator and Rover. But Desert Chill hit the front with Sapio at the 200 metres mark. Desert Chill and Sapio from Nasser Rich and Shas Gay. Desert Chill's got away from Sapio at the 100. Desert Chill, he's second Brisbane Cup. I think Sapio can't get him. Desert Chill won from Sapio and third Shas Gay. Then now Mr. Navigator, Alacrity and Rover.
But he is one of the greats. He's got all dressed up for the occasion. He is wearing what he would wear in his sport on the weekend. And now, Leon, before you start... This is...
I like this guy.
I'll tell you this... Okay, 30 seconds from now. Oh, jeez. Is that in the bin? Okay. Oh, have a real good feel.
Jockey.
He's a jockey, yes.
Shane Dye.
It is Shane Dye! What about that? Well done.
That's a nice how do you do. Well,
What about your eyes? Didn't you enjoy it?
Shane was pretty safe when she led with the left, but you might have been in trouble.
Hey, Simon, you would have enjoyed it too.
Was the helmet on your head that actually tipped it your way to say that's a jockey?
Well,
Did
I
you
think,
whisper to her anything?
No, I didn't. She could tell it was a small person.
Well, Gay Waterhouse, watching those activities out at Tulloch Lodge, what do you think of the licentious behaviour of your #1 jockey?
Well, I thought he handled it pretty well. He held his breath till they could choose it was Shane Dye. I thought it was very smart they could pick it was Shane Dye. But they're very diminutive, and they have to be, as we saw earlier in the show, when Shane had a very unfortunate tumble yesterday. You couldn't have a great big man like Simon or yourself riding the horse, and they've got to be... And you mentioned earlier, John, about Shane riding so short, but people don't criticise cricketers for their different action or whatever. I think it has to be what suits the jockey, and Shane's probably the most brilliantly balanced jockey I've had anything to do with in my time of training.
Gay, congratulations are in order. You've become the first woman to prepare 10 Group 1 winners in a season. Quite an achievement.
Yes, I'm very proud of it, but it couldn't have been done without the likes of Shane and my other jockeys, Chris Muntz and the Cassidys and Glenn Boss, plus the team of people I work with here at the stables, and of course the owners. If I didn't have the horses, I couldn't have produced them to be Group 1 winners. It's interesting, though, quite a number of them I'd bought out of the sale ring, John, and not all of them were $500,000 horses. Most of them were a lot less, were, you know, the $40,000, $50,000 horse, you know.
Gay, out of the 10 Group 1 wins for the season, is there one that actually stands out to you that gives you a special kick? You there?
Yes, which one? We'll say again.
Is there one of the 10 that actually stands out for you and gives you a special kick?
Oh, I think that Assertive Lass has to be one of the most impressive. She was so consistent in the group races she raced in. She picked up several two Group 1s, and the Coolmore Classic and the Flight Stakes. She was passed in for 40,000 at Easter 2 years ago, and I purchased her for 38 for a group of people. I think she's one of the most satisfying. I'd have to say Secret Savings when he won the Doncaster, and I was able to quinella it with all our mob Secret Savings, and all our mob Secret Savings had been given to me by His Excellency Nassar Lutar of Emirate Park, and he was an averagely performed horse in America, and here he was a Group 1 winner in Australia, and he'd never been further back than third in 4 runs.
Well, Gay, you've notched 95.5 winners for the season. Johnny Hawkes is on 81.5. That's a pretty healthy lead. Are you confident?
Well, John, I suppose you'd say yes, we are. But I never get overconfident, even when I've got the 6-4 favourite in a race. I never go cocky to the race course, and the same with the Premiership. I made up my mind early in the piece I'd break the 100. That's my job this year, to break the 100, not to beat another trainer. But if I happen to win the Premiership, then it's a wonderful thing to have on one's mantelpiece. I think the 10 Group 1s I'd sooner have, though.
Gay, Darbas and Specialised, will they be going to Brisbane for next Saturday?
Yes, Shane, he leaves on Tuesday. He'll go to Queensland and he'll contest the Tattersalls Cup. I'll have 2 runners in that. I'll have Alacrity, who ran 5th in the Brisbane Cup, a 3,200 metre race. She's coming back in distance for the Tats Cup next Saturday. And, of course, Darbas. Darbas has been very consistent. He ran 2nd in the Gosford Gold Cup. And then, as you can see here, he ran very impressively in the Winter Stakes last Monday at Randwick, winning by a big margin with top weight.
Next Saturday, I'll ride Alacrity, and Johnny Marshall will be on Darbas at this stage.
I haven't discussed it with John at this moment, Shane, and I don't suppose I should do my booking of jockeys over the television, do you?
No.
I think you should, Gay. I think it's very good for us. We like to know what we're going to be punting on next week.
Gay, that horse Darbas has literally grown a leg in the last few weeks. What do you put that down to?
Well, I don't know about that, John. He did run 2nd behind Iron Horse, who won the Chairman's Handicap in Queensland. He did run 2nd at Gosford in a $150,000 race. Then he hit 2 rather heavy tracks, winter tracks, and couldn't get closer than 5th. And then I was able to sort of change his training slightly, put him back in class to a $50,000 and a $40,000 race, and he won them. You know, he is a horse that's run 2nd in 2 or 3 Group 1 races. He's never won a group race, but he's been placed at them. So I think he's very well placed at present, and I think it'll be interesting to see when he goes to Queensland next Saturday if he can keep making that leap.
It must have been a humbling experience for you recently when your famous dad actually made the claim that you're a better trainer of stayers than Bart Cummings.
Well, at a thing the other day that the press very kindly put on for my achievement of 4 Doncasters, they asked me about Bart and myself, and I said, well, Bart's been training for probably 30 plus years and has got 10 Melbourne Cups on his mantelpiece to show for that. I've been training 5.5 and I'm still to get mine, so I'm hoping that when I've been training as long as Bart, I've got as many cups to show.
Gay, one of the rare low points in your career so far came recently when you lost one of your favourite horses, Nothing Like a Dane, following a much publicised split with your long-standing owners, Helen Dalton and John Hodge. No doubt you'll watch the Arc de Triomphe with mixed feelings this year.
Well, look, I just hope Nothing Like a Dane can fly the flag for Australia. I love the horse. He's a terrific horse. He won me my first classic, John. He won the Victorian Derby. So he has a spot in my heart that's very, very tender. And look, people do... it's amazing when you have success, and I don't care if it's on the racetrack or any place. It's amazing how success can cause breakups in great friendships and partnerships. You can have the worst horse in the world and it runs last every time and you stay the best of friends. You have the best horse in the world and it wins you $1 million plus and you end up wanting to have a blue. But that's life, that's people, isn't it?
Now, Gay, at the centrepiece of the debate, a horse called Pride of Scotland's name was mentioned quite frequently, a beautifully bred horse. Where is he now?
Well, there's a sale at Randwick today and tomorrow, and the horses are being disposed of because the partnership is breaking up, and that's quite a normal occurrence, and they'll go in the sale ring.
Magic of Sydney, Gay. He's been back in work for a while. What are you going to be doing with him?
Magic of Sydney is probably one of the most exciting horses I've ever trained, and that was seen when he won the Gloaming Stakes and the
Spring Championship Stakes.
Spring Champion Stakes, thanks Shane. And it was a brilliant ride by you also. I mean, you held him together there, you beat Ebony Grove, who then came out and won the Derby. He's in training and light work, and I'm very happy with him, and he's coming back, and I'm aiming him at the Caulfield Cup and the Cox Plate.
OK, Gay, we're out of time. We appreciate your participation today on the Racing Show. Thank you very much indeed on behalf of us all here.
Thank you, John. Thanks, Shane. Thanks, Simon.
OK, and it's time for a break on the Racing Show.
Fox Boys dropped out to last. Fox Boys last, coming around the home turn, and the leader Desiree about 2 lengths to Landowner. Here comes Highland Bill with a good run. Mogul is also battling on a long gap. Diamond Heist followed by Veritable Lad. Back behind the Martin Les. Richard Cranium's a mile back, and Fox Boy will run last as they come into the straight. 400 metres left to go. Desiree the leader. On the outside, coming after it, is Highland Bill, and they're followed by Landowner. Mogul can't go at the moment. Here's the second last jump, and Desiree's the leader. Highland Bill on the outside, going very well, is moving up to tackle Desiree, and over on the inside Landowner is battling on well. Sliss not done with Landowner. Desiree in front at the last hurdle. Here she comes to it. Desiree just in advance of Highland Bill. Desiree still a half length to Highland Bill, finishing very fast. Richard Cranium might beat them all. Richard Cranium flying along the inside. Richard Cranium I think has got up to win from Desiree, and Highland Bill in the photo, followed by Landowner.
A hell of a win by a horse with a hell of a name, and a great ride by Leanne Elliott.
Yeah, it certainly was. There was quite a bit of conjecture during the week about Leanne Elliott. And Shane, if I could just... It seems the lady jockeys have been accepted on the flat ground, but there was a lot of talk last week. She wasn't strong enough and couldn't ride out the 4,000 metres as strong, but she did yesterday. Do you think there's still any discrepancy there between man and woman riding a horse?
I think so. In New Zealand there's not, because most jockeys in New Zealand are now females nearly, so no one worries about it, but in Australia there is. I think it's only natural that men are stronger than women, but where a woman makes up is for balance. I think they balance a horse very, very well, but she showed a lot of vigour yesterday and got that horse home.
Yeah, she certainly did show a lot of vigour yesterday and got it home, and it was a point of conjecture all week, and we caught up after the race with the trainer of Richard Cranium, Norman Wood, to find out his thoughts.
Yes, I think some of the pressure was a wee bit self-inflicted by taking notice of it, you know. It's perhaps, as I said earlier, if Leanne had gone back to New Zealand and come back for this race yesterday, it would have been an easier week perhaps on me and easier on her, but because she wouldn't have been aware of the flack. But it was beginning to wear her down a bit, yeah.
It's really a great sporting story.
Let's hope we have some more.
I heard you mention before, you actually ride the horse yourself in track work. You must have a great affinity with him.
Yes, I ride all my larger horses up to my huge weight, and I start them off initially at home. We train right close to Forestry Commission land, and this horse would work over 12 mile a day in the Forestry Commission for the first 4 months of his training, carrying me, and all of our horses, all our stayers do that sort of preparatory work early.
John, how hard is it to bring a horse back from the steeples to the hurdles?
Well, it's not that difficult, really, as long as they're a depth jumper. And he jumped extremely well today. His condition gave out, but he hadn't raced for about 6 weeks or thereabouts. So we've used this race really to give him experience over the hurdles and as a lead-up race to the bigger races that are to come. So, you know, we're reasonably happy. We knew that we were going to be up against it today, and we were just hoping that we could probably perform, but they just ran him off his feet in the finish.
There was a lot of money for Foxboy yesterday, and he didn't perform over the hurdles, but the Australian Steeple, which Foxboy has been very adept at, was on yesterday, and it was won by, I suppose, a fairy tale story. And here they come to the corner, and the horse that wins it has cut the corner on the inside. It's a horse called Ricochet Rhythm. They're coming to the last. The riderless horse, which caused a few problems, was Burrowy Lord. Nick Harnett had come to grief. Now, leading there at the moment was the favourite, and again, a lot of money for It's a Bush Ranger. It's bought down from Ballarat, and here we are, Ricochet Rhythm going to the front. Craig Durden, the horse, settled well back in the race and just was very strong over the 3,800 metres, finished the race off exceptionally well. You see there Craig Durden going over the line, a very, very happy fella. Craig Conran was the guy that trained the horse from Flemington. He was thrilled. It was another one of those sporting stories yesterday that was well worth being there for.
If you don't mind, I'll do the race calling on this show.
Thank you, Doug.
Pretty good job by the same token.
I don't think you're I don't think I'm challenging for your job, to be brutally honest.
It's a long time since I felt the buzz of excitement after a horse's win at an ordinary off-season meeting, as was the case after the running of race 3 yesterday. Kenny Callender was pretty excited too.
Now, it's a quiet time in racing at the moment, but I've got a long-range tip for you. You've got to wait till next year, 1998, for the Newcastle Newmarket Handicap. And the horse in question is Sittinghausen. Now, so far, Sittinghausen, a 3-year-old by Crown Jester, has raced 6 times, and he's won all 6. He's trained by Eva Lingworthy from Dubbo, and Eva is as good a trainer as there is in New South Wales. She used to train at Warwick Farm, and over a quarter of a century ago, she had a top-class filly called Fleet Royal. Fleet Royal won the Newcastle Newmarket, and she thinks Sittinghausen can do the same thing. Have a look at the way he got to the line at Rosehill yesterday. What a win. What a horse. He's going places. But he's not going there yet, because Eva is sending him straight out for a spell. That's what you call patience when he's at the top of his form, but I think it'll be rewarded. Remember, the Newcastle Newmarket in 1998.
I'll copy your tip, Kenny. Well, now, the Sydney Turf Club have changed their marketing strategy. They've commissioned a cinema advertisement showing in cinemas right throughout Sydney at the moment. Let's go to the break with this. It's a beauty.
From the creators of the Golden Slipper comes the gripping adventure of a group of friends on a quest for the ultimate day out. Join them on a journey that will push the boundaries of sheer excitement as they find love, mateship, and much, much more. All packed into one big day. Yes, you better hold on tight, because nothing will prepare you for the ride of your life. A Day at the Roses. You love A Day at the Roses at Rose Hill Gardens, featuring a cast of thousands and more star-studded celebrities than the Academy Awards. The thrills, the spills, the action, the suspense, and yes, ladies, the passion. A Day at the Roses has it all. So take it straight from the horse's mouth and be first past the post at Rose Hill Gardens for A Day at the Roses. It's a very moving tale.